Good morning, everyone. In this video lesson, we are going to study about high-level transmitters as well as low-level transmitters. The objectives of this lesson are classification of transmitters according to the type of modulation, high-level modulation. We will discuss about block diagram and function of each block. Similarly, for low-level modulation, we also compare high-level and low-level transmitters. According to the type of modulation, transmitters are classified as amplitude modulation transmitters, frequency modulation transmitters, phase modulation transmitters. In amplitude modulation transmitter, amplitude modulation process is used. Such transmitters are used for radio broadcast on long, medium and short waves, radio telephony on short waves, radio telegraphy on short waves. Frequency modulation transmitters. Frequency modulation is used in this type of transmitter. Such transmitters are used for radio broadcast in VHF and UHF range, television sound broadcast in VHF and UHF range, radio telephony in UHF and VHF range over short distances. Radio FM broadcasting band is from 88 to 108 megahertz. The most widely used FM transmitters are under radio broadcasting band. Pulse modulation transmitters. In this type of transmitters, pulse modulation such as pulse amplitude or pulse width or pulse position or pulse code modulation is used. In amplitude modulation transmitters, in this type of transmitter, the modulating signal amplitude modulates the carrier. This is the basic block diagram of amplitude modulation transmitter. In AM transmitters, the modulating signal amplitude modulates the carrier. Such transmitters are used for radio broadcast in VHF and UHF range, TV sound broadcast in VHF and UHF range, radio telephone communication in VHF and UHF range over short distance. In order to meet these specific applications such as radio broadcast, radio telephony, radio telegraphy, we have amplitude modulation transmitters. In this, this is the basic block diagram. We have an RF oscillator. It is used to generate the carrier signal. For amplitude modulation, the carrier frequencies are from 530 kilohertz to 1640 kilohertz. AM radio broadcasting band is from 530 kilohertz to 1640 kilohertz. So this carrier is generating the carrier signal. It is applied to buffer amplifier. The signal is amplified. Not only that, it provides us an impedance matching between oscillator and the power amplifier used here. And the microphone generates the audio frequency signal. It is applied to speech amplifier to increase the voltage level of the message signal. It is applied to driver amplifier for impedance matching. Then we do the modulation of this message signal with the help of the carrier. And for modulation, we require a DC power supply. After modulation, the signal is amplified in power level. The sufficient power amplification is done. Then it is applied to an antenna. Then we radiate the amplitude modulated signal through the transmitting antenna. This is another form, basic block diagram. Now, classification of AM transmitters. In order to meet the specific applications such as radio broadcast, radio telephone, radio telegraph, the AM transmitters are classified into two types. Number one, low-level amplitude modulated transmitters. Number two, high-level modulated AM transmitters. First, we will discuss about low-level modulated AM transmitters. In this low-level modulation system, The modulation process occurs at low power levels. It is also called as a low power AM transmitter. The modulated signal is then subsequently amplified in a chain of linear amplifier to raise the power of the modulated signal. In a high-level modulator, in this system, the carrier is generated and amplified to the final level needed, and then the information signal modulates the carrier at high power levels. High power levels are used in high power transmitters. This is the basic block diagram of low-level modulated transmitter. It consists of a microphone to convert the voice into electrical signal. Then it is amplified by using audio amplifier. So audio amplifier is required. Mixer or modulator. This generates the carrier. Carrier oscillator generates the carrier, local oscillator. Then the signal is modulated. Then it is applied to an RF filter to select the wanted signal or wanted sideband. Then the signal is processed, amplified in the chain of RF amplifiers, power amplifiers, then applied to a transmitting antenna. In this system, the modulation process occurs at low power level. The modulated signal is then subsequently amplified in a chain of linear, either class A or class B amplifiers to raise the power of modulated signal to the level adequate for driving the transmitting antenna. In this method, one or more stages of linear amplifiers follow the modulated stages. These stages must be designed for linear and wideband operation. The VSB filter can be located immediately after the modulated amplifier for the case of vestigial sideband modulation. So we have the master oscillator. We can make use of a crystal controlled oscillator. It can be used as a master oscillator. It generates the carrier signal of desired frequency. The generated carrier frequencies are required to remain constant with closed limits. The carrier frequency should be stable. There should not be any change in the carrier frequency. It should be stable. Buffer amplified. To avoid the loading of the master oscillator, we can make use of the buffer amplifier. Not only that, it is a place between the master oscillator and the harmonic generator. It is also called as an isolating amplifier. The purpose of it is to avoid the loading effect of the master oscillator. Harmonic generator. Harmonic generators are classic tuned amplifiers. It is also called as frequency multiplier. It produces the desired harmonic frequency. Audio amplifier. The modulated signal is applied to the audio amplifier. It is a small signal amplifier. It raises the voltage level of the modulated signal. Modulating amplifier. This is usually a class B push-pull amplifier. It is used to raise the power level of the modulating signal. It feeds audio power into the modulated signal. Then modulated amplifier. This is a classic tuned amplifier of the push-pull type. After modulation, we are using this amplifier for the purpose of amplifying the modulated signal. This will be supplied with the carrier signal as well as modulating signal. The output has amplitude modulated signal. Then tuned power amplifier. It is a class B power amplifier. It is tuned to the carrier frequency. It raises the power level of the AM signal. Then we have transmitting antenna. The high power modulated signal is fed to the transmitting antenna for effective radiation. This is a circuit diagram. If you see, observe the AM transmitter. we have so many components in this. All the sections are available in the form of printed circuit board, and components are connected on it. This is the front panel view of the professional low-level modulated AM transmitter. The advantage, the audio signal need not be amplified to higher levels. That is the main advantage of low power transmitters. Saving in power can be achieved. Modulation process occurs at low power levels. Modulation is done before power amplification. The disadvantages, low efficiency, low power handling ability. So let me summarize the low level amplitude modulation transmitter by seeing the block diagram. In this system, the modulation process occurs at a low power level. The modulated signal is then subsequently amplified in a chain of linear amplifiers. We can use class A or class B amplifiers to raise the power level of the modulated signal to the level adequate for driving the transmitting antenna. In this method, one or more stages of linear amplifier follow the modulated stages. These stages must be designed for linear and wideband operations. The low-level modulator has a limited applications, and it is employed in certain applications like TV transmission. The advantage of low-level modulation is that audio signal need not be amplified to higher levels, thus saving in power can be achieved. But it has low efficiency and low power handling capacities. And we have master oscillator. This is a local oscillator or a master oscillator. It generates oscillations of desired frequency with higher and constant values. The generated frequency is required to maintain constant within closed units in spite of variations in the supply voltage, ambient temperature, as well as temperature of component of the load. Further frequency variations with time and with age of the transmitters are also to be avoided. An ordinary LC oscillator may be used as master oscillator for most purposes to reduce frequency drift and oscillations. And we have to take that the constant frequency to be generated by using the local oscillator. Then we have the amplifier, audio amplifier. Audio amplifier is used to amplify the message signal. It is applied to a modulator. The purpose of the modulator is to provide modulation for the message signal. Then filter is used to pass the wanted signal. Then finally, it is applied to RF amplifier or a modulated amplifier. Modulated amplifier. This is a low-level tuned amplifier for the purpose of providing amplification. We make use of power amplifier, chain of power amplifiers connected here, and finally it is applied to a transmitting antenna. The low-level modulated signal is fed to a transmitting antenna for effective radiation. So the main advantages are audio signal need not be amplified to higher level. Saving in power can be achieved. Modulation process occurs at low power levels. Modulation is done before power amplification. The disadvantages are low efficiency, low power handling ability. Now we'll see about the high level transmitter or high level modulated transmitter, or it is also called as high power transmitter. We have this block diagram. The block diagram consists of master oscillator, buffer amplifier, harmonic generator, class C power amplifier, then message signal, audio amplifier, modulating amplifier, then modulated amplifier. After that, we are applying it to a transmitting antenna. In this, the carrier is first amplified by a class C amplifier. See, we have a carrier. Carrier is generated before modulation itself. The carrier is amplified to get high power levels. Modulation is done at the high power levels before modulation. So master oscillator generates the carrier signal. It generates oscillations of desired frequency with higher and constant values. The generated frequency is required to remain constant within the closed limits in spite of the variation in the supply voltage, ambient temperature, and temperature components of the load. And buffer amplifier is used. The master oscillator is directly drive a harmonic generator or class C power amplifier may draw input current. Then the power is drawn from the master oscillator, hence results in frequency variations. So buffer amplifier is connected between master oscillator and harmonic generator. The reason for it is which does not draw any input current and hence cause no loading. Changes in carrier frequency and hence variation in load are thus avoided. Now we have harmonic generator. It is usually master oscillator generates voltage at frequency which is a sub-multiple of carrier frequency. Basically, these harmonic generators are class C tuned amplifiers in which the output RF voltage is first fed to a class C operation and then tuned circuit is used in the output circuit of the amplifier and select the desired harmonic frequency. In order to receive harmonic frequency from a pure sine voltage, the latter is first distorted by some means to produce harmonic terms and output tank circuit is used to the desired harmonic in order to reject all frequency terms except the desired harmonic. So we are getting the desired harmonic frequency. Then class C power amplifier is used. A class C power amplifier is an amplifier which provides high power amplification. It provides higher efficiency. Then we have modulating signal. It is applied to audio amplifier, modulating amplifier. It is usually a class B push-pull amplifier and feeds audio power into the modulated amplifier. So it feeds power to the modulated amplifier and after sufficient amplification with the help of the carrier, the signal is modulated in the modulator. After modulation, it is again amplified in power level and finally it is applied to a transmitting antenna. So the transmitting antenna provides signal transmission to large distance. Here we make use of class C power amplifiers in high level modulated transmitters. The output produced by the master oscillator is small amplitude, therefore class C power amplifier is used. So we can transmit the signal to higher levels. So it carries to large distance. This is another type of block diagram where we have carrier oscillator which generate the carrier signal. Then it is applied to a buffer amplifier for providing impedance matching between carrier oscillator and the frequency multiplier. It is nothing but harmonic generator. It generates the desired signal in addition to another unwanted. So we can select the desired signal. After sufficient power amplification, it is applied to a modulator. Before that, the microphone picks up the message signal, converts the audio sound into electrical signal. Then it is applied to audio driver amplifier to increase the audio level of the signal, and then it is applied to audio power amplifier to increase the power level of the message signal. So before modulation, the message signal is amplified. Before modulation also, the carrier signal is amplified in order to generate higher power levels. So these two signals are modulated in AM modulator. After that, we also have the classic power amplifier to increase the power level of the signal, and finally the total high power is transmitted through transmitting antenna. The basic requirement of the transmitting antenna here is it should be highly stable, because high power, it has to handle high power. Therefore, the antenna should be highly stable. So here modulation is occurred at higher power levels. So modulation process occurs at higher power levels. Classic power amplifiers are used to raise carrier signal strengths. Modulation is done before and after the modulation. Power amplification is done before and after the modulation. Efficiency is more due to the use of classic power amplifiers. It is meant for the general purpose usage. In this, the more power is required. It is characterized by better efficiency, low distortion, and good power handling capacity. So the features of higher level modulations are: modulation is done at higher power levels. Classic power amplifiers are used. Modulation is done after the power amplification also. Before and after power amplification is done, so we can provide better amplifications to get the desired signal. Efficiency is more, low distortion, good power handling capacity. These are all the various advantages, features of high level modulation systems. Stages in the transmitter are, we have a master oscillator, buffer amplifier, harmonic generator, class C amplifier, modulated amplifier, modulating amplifier, transmitting antenna. So these are the various stages in the transmitter section. Now we will see about each and every section. Master oscillator. The fundamental frequency for the carrier is generated by this oscillator. So master oscillator provides the fundamental carrier frequency that is used for the purpose of modulation is generated by this oscillator. Usually the master oscillator is a crystal oscillator. The reason for selecting crystal oscillator is it provides better stability so that there should not be any variations in the frequency of the carrier. The frequency of the master oscillator must be stable for over a long time, because the transmitter is transmitting the programs over the long duration. The next one is the buffer amplifier. The frequency of the master oscillator will be coupled to the next stage. The next stage is the harmonic generator. In between this master oscillator and harmonic generator, we have the buffer amplifier. So the frequency of the master oscillator will be coupled to the next stage of harmonic generator through the buffer amplifier. This buffer amplifier prevents the loading of the harmonic generator. There is a loading effect. The input impedance of the harmonic generator cannot be matched with the carrier oscillator, so there will be a loading effect for the harmonic generator. In order to avoid the loading effect, we are making use of buffer amplifiers. The buffer amplifier isolates the master oscillator from harmonic generator. Now we'll see the function of the harmonic generator. Usually, master oscillator of transmitter generates its frequency as submultiple of the carrier frequency. In order to multiply the frequency of the frequency multipliers are used. In order to get the required level of the frequency, we can make use of frequency multipliers. The input of the harmonic generator is the output of the buffer amplifier. Two or more stages can be employed to get the final carrier frequency. So harmonic generator is usually used between master oscillator and the after master oscillator. Master oscillator generates certain level of carrier frequency. By making use of harmonic generator, we can make use of final carrier frequency. That means usually master oscillator of the transmitter generates its frequency as a submultiple of the final carrier frequency. In order to multiply the frequency multipliers are used. The input of the harmonic generator is the output of the buffer amplifier. Two or more stages can be employed to get the final carrier frequency. Next, class C amplifier. The output produced by the master oscillator is of small amplitude. It amplifies the RF voltage to the required power level. The next block is the modulated amplifier. This is a class C tuned amplifier of the push-pull type. This is a class C tuned amplifier. High frequency series plate modulation is mostly used in high power, high level radio broadcast and radio telephone transmitters. Grid modulated class C amplifiers may be used to generate amplitude modulated signals at low power levels. It is possible to make the output current of the class C amplifier proportional to the modulating signal voltage by applying this voltage in series with any of the DC supply voltage of this amplifier. And hence we have modern high power AM transmitter tend to use transistors at the lower power levels so that the transmitted RF and AF exciters are common. The output stages are generally the drivers of such transmitters. Used are tubes. However, all transmitters are used for low power amplification and few kilowatts. If the transistors in parallel are employed as a result, modulation transistor amplifier almost all have push-pull power amplifiers for maximum power level. So the collector modulation is generally preferred, and we have a chain of modulated class C power amplifiers, so we will be getting the higher power level. Class C, the output produced by the master oscillator is small in amplitude, so class C power amplifier is used before modulation. After modulation also class C power amplifier is used. This is a class C tuned amplifier of the push-pull type. This will be supplied with the carrier as well as the modulating signal such that the output of this amplifier is the amplitude modulated signal. So before modulation, class C amplifier is used. After amplitude modulation also the class C amplifier is used in order to generate higher power levels. Modulating amplifier, it is a class B push-pull amplifier which is used as modulating amplifier. This amplifier amplifies the modulating signal. The output of the modulating amplifier is the input to the modulated amplifier. Because the microphone picks up the sound and convert into electrical signal, that electrical signal is a very low in the amplitude level, in the order of microvolts or millivolts, then it is necessary to modulate the message signal. Hence, modulating amplifier is used to amplify the message signal. Therefore, we are making use of modulating amplifier, which is a class B push-pull amplifier. It is used as modulating amplifier. This amplifier amplifies the modulating signal. The output of the modulating amplifier is the input to the modulated amplifier. Now we have the antenna. The modulated signal after sufficient power amplification is fed to the transmitting antenna for effective radiation. So this is the transmitter equipment of high level. high power. This is another variation. And we have all the blocks associated here: carrier oscillator, classic power amplifiers, buffer amplifiers, modulating amplifier, modulated amplifier, all are assembled in it, and the antenna is placed on the top of the tower. The output of the transmitter is connected to an antenna through the cable. And this diagram shows the high level modulated transmitter and low level modulated transmitter. So let us see these two here in detail. We have an intelligence signal. First we take up high level modulator. We have an intelligence signal. It is the message signal. Because to generate higher power levels before modulation process, the input message signal is amplified. Similarly, carrier is also amplified before modulation. This is the message signal picked up by the microphone. Then we apply it to audio amplifier stages. This audio amplifier stage provides sufficient amplification for the message signal. Then it is applied to modulator along with the carrier. Carrier is generated by the RF carrier oscillator. We can use buffer amplifier. Then we can make use of harmonic generator. Then that carrier frequency is amplified by using class C RF amplifier. Then it is fed to the modulator. Modulator provides modulation of the carrier with the help of the message signal. Message signal is modulated by using this carrier. And finally, we have a class C power amplifier to raise the power level to higher power levels, so that higher power can be radiated through antenna. Here before modulation we have RF amplification for the carrier, and we also have the message signal amplified by using modulating amplifier. After amplification also we have a class C power amplifier. So the modulation process occurs at high power levels in high level transmitter. Classic power amplifiers are used to raise the carrier signal strength. Modulation is done after the power amplification of the carrier signal, and after modulation also we have the power amplifiers. Efficiency is more due to the use of classic power amplifier. It is meant for general purpose. In this, more power is required. So this antenna must be capable of transmitting more amount of power, and hence this antenna should be highly stable. It is characterized by better efficiency because of the use of the classic power amplifiers, low distortion, and it also provides good power handling capacity. Now this is the black diagram of the low level modulator. We have the message signal. There is no amplification of the message signal. It is fed to the modulator. RF carrier oscillator generate the message signal. Then low power amplifier is used to generate the low power level, and then it is modulated. Then we can make use of linear RF amplifiers, class A, class AB, and linear final amplifier, class AB amplifier, for providing sufficient low power level. And here it is generating less than 1 kilowatt of power. So antennas need not be highly stable, and the signal can be radiated into space by using antenna. Here there is no need of power amplification before modulation, but in high level modulation there is a need of power amplification for the carrier, for the message signal before modulation and also after modulation. This is also another basic block diagram for comparing low level and high level. See these two blocks. We have mic, audio amplifier, then modulator. Then with the help of the carrier, modulation is done. We are selecting the desired signal. Then chain of RF amplifiers are there. Then it is applied to transmitting antenna. High level modulation, it is also called as plate modulation sometimes. we have mic, then we are amplifying the signal, then for impedance matching we do it, then carrier signal is generated, then before modulation we apply to the power amplification. After that modulation is done, then band pass filtering, selecting the desired signal, and again amplification, final high power amplification, and then finally radiated into by using the transmitting antenna. Here for low level transmitter, we are generating less than 1 kilowatt power, and transmission is done for short distance communication. In high level transmitters, high power levels greater than 10 kilowatt power level is generated, and then it is used for long distance communication applications. Now let us compare between high level and low level modulation. High level modulation, low level modulation. High level modulation takes place at higher power level, whereas in low level modulation takes place at low power levels. Why at low power levels? Before modulation, there is no need of amplification for the carrier as well as a message signal. Whereas for high level modulation, the carrier is to be power amplified before modulation. The message signal is also amplified before modulation. In high level modulation, we have class C amplifiers, which are highly efficient, low distortion, and good power handling capabilities. After modulation, we can make use of linear amplifiers in the low level modulation. What are the linear amplifiers? We can make use of class A, class B, or class AV. Amplifiers are used to generate the low power levels. Whereas in high level modulation, we can make use of class C power amplifiers. Class C power amplifiers are highly efficient. And then hence, high level modulation, they are providing very high efficiency. Low level modulation, low efficiency than high level modulation. High level modulation complex because of very high power. Low level modulation easy because of low power. High level modulation used in high power broadcast transmitters for long distance applications. Low level modulation used in TV transmitters, that is IF modulated methods, in laboratory equipment, walkie-talkies, etc. We can make use of low level modulation. So low level modulations are characterized by the modulation process occurs at low power levels. Class B power amplifiers are used to raise the power of the modulated signal. Modulation is done before the power amplification of the carrier signal. Efficiency is less due to the use of Class B power amplifiers. Its applications are limited and is employed in TV transmission, laboratory equipment, walkie-talkies, etc. But the advantage is saving of power can be achieved. Low-level modulation is characterized by low modulation power requirements, low efficiency, and low power handling capacities. So low-level modulation is characterized with modulation takes place at low power levels. We can make use of Class A, Class B, or Class AB linear power amplifiers after modulation. The efficiency of this modulator is low compared to high-level modulation. It is easy to generate because of low power. The applications are used in TV transmitters, used in laboratory equipment, walkie-talkies, etc. Whereas high-level modulation is characterized by the modulation process occurs at higher power levels. Class C power amplifiers are used to raise carrier signal strength. Modulation is done after the power amplification of the carrier signal. Efficiency is more due to the use of Class C power amplifiers. It is meant for general purpose usage. In this, more power is required. It is characterized by better efficiency, low distortion, and good power handling capacities. So high level modulation is characterized with modulation takes place at higher power levels. Class C amplifiers are used which are highly efficient and hence they are very high efficiency. It is complex equipment because of very high power used in high power broadcast transmitters. High level modulation transmitters requires highly stable antennas to transfer to radiate the large amount of power. In this topic, we have learned about the classification of transmitters according to the type of the modulation, amplitude modulation transmitters, frequency modulation transmitters, pulse modulation transmitters. In amplitude modulation transmitter, amplitude modulation process is used. Such transmitters are used for radio broadcast on long, medium, and short waves, radio telephony on short waves, radio telegraphy on short waves. Frequency modulation transmitters. Frequency modulation is used in this transmitter. Such transmitters are used for radio broadcast in VHF and UHF range, television sound broadcast in UHF and VHF range, radio frequency in UHF and VHF range over short distance. These are the various applications of the frequency modulated transmitters. Then we have pulse modulation transmitter. In this type of transmitter, pulse modulation such as pulse amplitude or pulse width or pulse position or pulse code modulation, a digital modulation technique can also be used. We have also discussed about the high level transmitter. In high level transmitter, high power is radiated. In this high level transmitter, the carrier is first amplified by a class C amplifier, then modulation is done at higher power levels. The various blocks involved in this are master oscillator, buffer amplifier, harmonic generator, class C power amplifier, modulated amplifier, audio amplifier, modulating amplifier, transmitting amplifier. So all the blocks such as master oscillator, harmonic generator, buffer amplifiers are same as that of the low level transmitter. So we have a master oscillator. It generates oscillations of desired frequency with higher and constant values. The generated frequency is required to remain constant within closed units in spite of variations in the power supply, ambient temperature, and temperature of the components. Then we have the buffer amplifier. If the master oscillator directly drives the harmonic generator or class A power amplifier, may draw the input current, then the power is drawn from the master oscillator and hence results in frequency variations. So buffer amplifier is connected in between master oscillator and harmonic generator, which does not draw any input current and hence causes no loading. Changes in carrier frequency and hence variations in loading are thus avoided. And we have the other block, harmonic generator. It is usually master oscillator, generates voltage at a frequency which is subsequent multiple of carrier frequency. Basically, these harmonic generators are class C tuned amplifiers in which the output RF voltage is first distorted through the class C amplifier, then tuned to the output circuit of the amplifier and select the desired harmonic frequency. Then we have the modulated transistor amplifier. This is a class C tuned amplifier of the push-pull type. This will be supplied with the carrier signal as well as modulating signal such that the output of the amplifier In amplitude modulated signal, the power level is high. So before and after modulation, we have the class C power amplifiers. And we also discussed about low level transmitter. The modulation is occurred at low power levels. There is no need of power amplification for the carrier before modulation process. So in low level transmitter, the modulation process occurs at low power levels. Class B power amplifiers are used to raise the power of the modulated signal. Modulation is done before power amplification of the carrier. And we have, after amplification, we have class A, class B, or class AB linear amplifiers to generate the low power levels. And we also compared the high level modulation and low level modulation. In high level modulation transmitters, the modulation process occurs at higher power levels. Class C power amplifiers are used to raise carrier signal strength. Modulation is done after the power amplification of the carrier signal. Efficiency is more due to the use of class C power amplifiers. It is meant for general usage. In this, more power is required. It is characterized by better efficiency, low distortion, and good power handling capacity. Whereas in low-level AM transmitters, the modulation process occurs at low power levels. Class B power amplifiers are used to raise the power of the modulated signal. Modulation is done before the power amplification of the carrier signal. Efficiency is less due to the use of class B power amplifier. Its applications are limited and is employed in TV transmission. Saving of power can be achieved. Low-level modulation, it is characterized by low modulation power requirements, low efficiency, and low power handling capacity. So these are, we have, depending upon the distance between transmitter and receiver, depending upon the type of the transmission system, we can make use of either high level transmitter or low level transmitter. In high level transmitter, we need to generate more than 10 kilowatts power for long distance applications. Low level transmitter generates less than 1 kilowatt of transmitted power for short distance applications. Now let us solve some quiz questions. Number 1, a frequency multiplier can be used to multiply the carrier frequency. So carrier oscillator is generating a certain frequency. To make it as a frequency that is desired for transmission, we can make use of frequency multiplier. Second question, dash amplifiers are used to improve efficiency. Class C power amplifiers are used to improve efficiency. Since high power transmitter, the efficiency is higher because of the use of the class C power amplifiers. Whereas low level transmitters, we are not using class C power amplifiers. Class A or class B or class AB power amplifiers are used. Due to that, there is a less efficiency. And hence, in order to improve the efficiency, in order to provide higher efficiency, we can make use of class C power amplifiers. The use of buffer amplifier is for isolation purpose,